What is going on, everybody?
Hello.
Depraved Slasher here.
And Ralph.
I'm here with Pounds.
We're here. We're doing this.
This is
shit.
the Pound and Slash Marvel Media Podcast.
We're back. Yay.
We have an exciting episode for you guys. We get to talk about news. We get to talk about episode 4 of Loki, the Nexus Event.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to cover Sylvie's past, Loki's in love, TVA Shady, B-15 Mobius and Loki Redemption Arc, and then give our own predictions. And I'm super stoked for this. So with that being said, Ralph, hit us with the news.
Oh, you already know, man. So we're going to start this off with a bang, which really is kind of crazy, though. So basically, Marvel's pre-WandaVision shows in the MCU, there's never like, so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so like the ABC ones, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of Carter, that is no longer in it. I know we talked about it, but now they are saying WandaVision, coming from James Gunn and other people, like other directors, are saying, which kind of, what's that really, I mean, I get it sucks, but I feel like they should have gave something to that, but they just said, nope, pre-WandaVision, that doesn't exist, it's gone. Trash it, throw it out the window. So all the like TV shows are no longer exist in the MCU.
So this is why this sucks to me.
Oh yeah.
First off, the entire first and second seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
were tied directly into the MCU.
Yep. Yes, they were.
Even to the point that fucking Nick Fury was on the show.
That was like a season premiere. I mean, they were hyping it like after like Avengers, like this is what was happening. Like, bro, first two seasons were literally based off of that. Like,
the Inhumans no longer exist, which was going to make a lot of people happy.
Yeah. Agent Carter doesn't exist, but that doesn't matter. But
that kind of bums me out. The Inhumans one. I actually thought the show was a lot better than what other people did.
Right.
I really enjoyed it, but then again, I'm not a diehard Inhumans fan.
Right.
So I was cool with what they did. Cloak and Dagger, which I heard was an extremely good show.
The Runaways.
We made it through the first season.
Okay, yeah, I've seen both seasons. They're good, but now you're telling me, damn. now
Think about all the shows.
Right.
Obviously, none of the Netflix shows, which we've already talked about.
Doesn't matter.
They don't matter.
I mean, I'm happy that, like I said, we talked about Fitz, and we don't. She may not even be like. Because we were all assuming, like, well, I'm assuming, like, I'm like, are they together? Like, nope. She might be she's a whole new Fitz now. She might just be a scientist working for S.H.I.E.L.D. She's inspired.
You mean Simmons?
Simmons.
You do that every time we talk about her.
I'm getting there, bro.
Yeah, Simmons is supposed to be in Spider-Man as Simmons.
As Simmons, but not the Simmons from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And
right.
It's just like, and then even with the Ghost Rider, that was the one I liked the most because I thought maybe we was gonna get back to that, and we never even. We're never gonna get back to that now.
To tell me?
Yeah.
I suffered through 5 seasons of Ward being a returning villain for nothing.
For nothing. Like, what is this shit, bro? And they come back as Hydra big dude. Like, what?
The most annoying and surprising, especially by the time it ended, season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was when they were living in that alternate reality.
That was interesting.
Like, it was cool starting off, and then when you realize it's all fake, it's like,
yeah, it was a bougie moment. I was like, well, here we go. We're getting this is the episode we're about to talk about.
They even suffered from the snap later on in the series.
Yeah, they did. That was kind of weird. They suffered from the snap. That is so weird. And now and then, like, with Daredevil, like, the first season. So, now that even James Gunn and other sources are even saying it, this may not be our Daredevil at all. He may just be Matthew Murdock completely. He might just be just a lawyer, and that's just it.
No, he'll be Daredevil.
Oh, okay. I thought he was, like, I mean, I didn't think he was going to, like, suit up for that role.
Oh, no, for Spider-Man, no. He's not suited. From my understanding, he's not going to suit up. He's just going to be a lawyer.
Yeah, be the lawyer.
That was always the plan.
Oh, I thought they were going to have him try to become Daredevil. Or not to become, but,
no, he is Daredevil.
No, I know he is Daredevil. I'm saying, like, I thought they were going to have him suit up in the movie.
No, he's going to get his own thing.
Oh, okay. Well, the next thing we got is Funko has now released Spider-Man No Way From Home toys, and they are now showing you toys like Doctor Strange, Ned, MJ, and his suits. Like, one's like a black and gold, the other one's like the intricate suit, like some, and the suits are cold. They're pretty much basically showing you, like, these are the suits that he's wearing. So, I mean, we still don't know about, which we
We know.
It's all hush hush, but just the toys, like they're basically showing you all that, which I thought that was pretty interesting to do.
This is something I don't like. I wish they would stop revealing toys early.
Okay, yeah, because they showed
the reason being
J. Jonah Jameson also, yeah.
So Shang-Chi revealed a toy of the dragon.
Yep.
And it's not Fin Fang Foom. A lot of people suspected
I thought that was. So it's not him. Damn. Okay.
I don't even remember what its actual name is. It's something dragon, Protector Dragon, I think, or something along those lines.
Some people were saying it. They thought that was Fin Fang Foom.
But no, it's not Fin Fang Foom. He's not supposed to be in this movie.
Well, damn. Okay.
It's the Protector Dragon. A lot of people think that that's actually how Shang-Chi's going to get his powers to fight his dad. And I'm also mad, Marvel.
he's like, Marvel, how could you?
That you have taken the 10 rings and turned them into fucking bracelets. Do not get me wrong. It looks cool.
Okay.
But the rings were never bracelets.
Right,
and they're gonna and a lot of people think they're gonna tie it into those were the Protector Dragon's rings.
I guess.
And that's how they got them, and that's why they're bracelets.
Right, dragon big hand. So okay. I mean, I guess. And that's not even a far. I can see that happening. That's not even a far stretch. I can actually see that where he's like, okay, so did you kill that dragon? And see,
no,
okay,
it's not dead.
Okay. So okay,
but yeah, stop releasing toys early. Stop, people, for the love of fucking God. Stop trying to find out literally everything about the movie before it comes out. Let some element of surprise exist.
Which that now leads to another thing.
Which is fine. Go ahead.
Which that leads into now, Alfred Molina, the dude who plays Doc Ock. We all knew about him when he leaked out. It's just saying, I'm alive. Hello. Well, Kevin Feige basically came back with a savage thing. He said, "Okay, he did it respectfully. He's like, I got you. You are who you are, whatever." But he's like, and this is on entertainment TV. They were like, "So, how do you feel about?" Because nobody really asked Kevin Feige how he felt about that. So they let that. So that's like what, 2 months now, like 2 or 3 months of him just saying that. And he's like, "I'm gonna let you guys know, they came to us, not the other way around." And they said, "If not," and he did with a smirk. He said, "If not, you can ask the dude who plays Doc Ock about that." And I'm like, "Well, goddamn, well, okay, all right, that's a clapback, sir." He said, "You can ask him if just to jog your memory on that. You came to us, like it was no, because they easily could have picked, because Spider-Man got a lot of villains. They didn't have to."
I think it was more they could have probably found another actor to be their Doc Ock.
Oh, even worse. Oh, even better. Worse for him.
Don't get me wrong. So I want to know how much of this is actually true. Only because for them to pull off what it is that they're pulling off in this movie, it would not have made sense to change the actor.
Right.
There's a very good chance, regardless of what Feige says, that Moreno was approached to be in the movie.
Right. I'm not saying he was approached, but he's making it seem like, he's. I guess how the reporter came at him on entertainment TV, they're basically like, "Well, how do you feel about him just releasing that? Because everything's supposed to be hush hush. Like you're not supposed to you're supposed to keep everything on the low." And he kept it where it's like, I'm in the movie. Yeah, I survived. I'm in the movie. And Kevin Feige's like, and see, nobody really answered. Nobody really bothered talking to Kevin Feige. And that's when Kevin Feige said, "Bro, like, I'm gonna disagree on that. I think maybe he came to them. He may have called them up and said, 'Hey, you want to play in this role?' But he could have turned down. They were like, 'Okay, fine. We'll just go find somebody else.'"
But that would still infer that he was approached.
I mean, I don't know, man. I just think that when I read that out,
because now let me ask you this, right? And you got to think of it like this.
Okay.
Why would Doc Ock, the guy that plays Doc Ock, approach them for a role he doesn't even know is in the movie? Unless he was told about it, which means somebody wanted him in the movie.
But ultimately, it still comes down to Kevin Feige giving the say-so about it, though.
Right. But that still doesn't change the fact that Kevin Feige or somebody in the Marvel camp approached Alfred Morena to be in the movie.
But the thing is, though, okay, I mean, I guess we go that route. I mean, I guess.
Unless Alfred Moreno can read the future.
He could.
No.
he said, hold on, fam, what? He had to really, he had to think of that for a minute. It's like, wait, what did he just say? He had to read the future. And this, some other news besides that, which I thought that was cool. I don't care if that was
No, I like when, that's not the first time Feige's ever clapped back. He's clapped back against almost everybody.
Oh, no, he has, but I just thought that was kind of funny.
And like, let's be real, we don't know how much of that was leaked on purpose or not.
Right, because I was kind of shocked.
Because how many times have all of these actors, we're talking Tom Holland, we're talking Benedict Cumberbatch, we're talking Mark Ruffalo. How many times have these guys came out and said, or even like the dude that runs the Tonight Show now, or whoever it was,
Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Fallon released some information by accident. I'm just saying, how many times are things like these leaked?
Right.
I just don't always see them always being accidental. I'm not saying some of them aren't, some of them are.
And it was just like a subliminal roast. It wasn't like, man, fuck yeah, he did it. No, it was just like, it was just like it was like I said, it wasn't more like I said, me over exaggerate, of course, but I'm like, he's just basically said like, bro, like we're surrounded by all these talents, multiple talents, but I just read it and I'm always going. He said with a smirk. He said you can ask him like how this story went down, and like I said, we probably don't know how it went down.
Right.
At the end of the day, we're like at the end of the day.
But I think
it's kind of funny.
But I think that you can ask him how the story went down. Also, is more playing into the fact that honestly, Alfred would probably answer it.
Yeah. Because
he was also the one that gave up that he was in the movie.
Right.
He just can't keep his fucking mouth shut.
Right. And then now even they we're reading it too. Willem Dafoe, like he's teetering on too because we were just rumored, but now he's trying to like be on the fence, like, oh, it's good. He's like, so because Jimmy Fallon was pressing him. He was like, so how do you feel about that movie? And how do you feel about like, are you in the movie? And like just straight up, are you in the movie? He's like, no, I never got no call. Never been like how Andrew Garfield saying that, and it's like. Bro, we know. In fact, you might be hobgoblin. No, let me stop. Like, you might try to be some alter version of goblin where you actually might be a full blown goblin. Like you may not be the goblin that. Right. Because you didn't like that goblin, or did you like the Green Goblin from the Spider-Man?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Norman Osborn does a fantastic job.
Right.
Does a fantastic job. I was not a fan of his outfit. I don't like the whole metal suit.
With the little
like try to be as comic accurate as possible. That's all I'm asking.
No, I mean, I guess they really weren't. So okay.
Because Goblin, a part of it is his skin color changes.
Right. So bro, they could do that with the money they got.
Depending on the iteration, there are also some that he just wears a super tight green mask.
Right.
It just depends. But I just like,
You want him to be like somewhat.
I want him to look like he does in the comics in a way.
Right.
I understand adding some of your own flair to make it look a little more modern.
Like,
but dude looked like he was wearing a battle suit, and I'm like, when in the hell?
Like a battle suit with his mouth
talking. That was my complaint with the one thing I feel like Marvel has legit 100% got wrong. I mean, they've gotten a few things wrong. Mm-hmm. But one of my biggest complaints, regardless of how much I loved Michael Keaton's Vulture, he did not portray Vulture in the way that Vulture is in the comics.
Ooh,
the Vulture in the comics steals people's youth.
Because he's old. He's
right.
An old dude. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, Michael Keaton playing Vulture was cold, but just he wasn't comic book accurate. So
right, which was my problem.
Right, which is the problem. But this,
it's not to say that I didn't like it.
No, because some people are like, did you hate it? Like, nah, I don't think either hate it. He's not comic book accurate, which is fine. I mean, I guess it is what it is. Like, but I think if they are gonna bring Willem Dafoe, I can literally see where maybe he does become that scientist that just like, I'm gonna inject myself and maybe
he's already done it.
Right, he's already done it, so he's just going to be I know he done this in his first one, but he actually has, like, the green starts forming into that goblin, and that would be very, very interesting.
I don't think they'll go that route. I think it'll honestly be the same goblin, just because it is supposed to be a mixture of the universes. Right. So I think he's going to have the same goblin outfit, just like Alfred Moreno's probably still going to look like he did in the movie.
You think they won't try to alter? I mean, they probably will alter it. I
don't think they'll alter it much. No, if they're pulling him what's supposed to be directly from where Spider-Man 2 came from. Oh shit, man, you can't change the way
he's gonna have like the little coat and shit.
Right. And I won't even be mad about that because in this instance, like you're pulling from other universes, it's playing on the multiverse. Mm-hmm. Cool. Run with it.
Right.
And I would honestly love to see all three Spider-Men in their individual suits to look different. Like, to be honest, to this day, my favorite looking suit is still Andrew Garfield's.
Right.
I loved the way it was designed, the second one.
The second Garfield.
I didn't like the dark eyes of the first one.
You like it was a little it was a little wonky in that one, but the second one he kind of polished it up and said, I'm gonna make this just a little bit better.
Right.
It's just a little bit better.
All right, what else we got?
All right, man. We have some more funny shit. MCU fans, fuck me, God, bro. MCU fans freaking out because Robert Downey Jr. is unfollowing Marvel cast members. He's literally unfollowing them. They're like, what's wrong? Why is he unfollowing? He's following Tom. He's not following Tom Holland. He's not following Chris Evans. Like the whole Marvel cast, and they're like, did they piss him off or something? I'm like, bro.
No, he doesn't work for Marvel anymore.
He doesn't work for Marvel. Publicists will tell you that shit. They're like really, really mad. They're like one dude saying, I don't know what happened, but can he please, like he literally put like a whole tweet down. Please, like, please bring him back. Like, don't do, like, dude, like, what is happening? What are we doing?
He's dead, guys. For the love of God. There needs to be the ability to die in the MCU, or every single movie feels like it has no weight.
There's no weight to it, and it's just like, what the fuck, bro? People are going to, they're going to lengths. Like, people are crying. People actually are sending those crying gift things. They're like, what are we, like, what's happening? And then people are even screenshot. The screenshots are savage. They're like, he ain't following none of them he ain't following none of them. Mark Ruffalo, Dr. All Over Gone, he just unfollowed. I'm like, he just.
I don't think anybody cares except for you guys.
Right, because Robert Downey Jr. is still friends with these motherfuckers. He just doesn't work for Marvel.
Why do you need to follow your friends when you have their phone numbers?
Beep. That's it right there. But that's what's so crazy because they're literally freaking the fuck out. Like, when I read these tweets, I'm like, and they're getting they're getting about like 5,000 or 10,000 likes, bro.
Yeah.
And like 200 retweets. I'm like, so people are actually putting this shit on there. Well, you go to the Twitter, you click on one of the Twitters, and I'm like, God, I'm not clicking on this. I feel like I'm gonna curse if I click on one of these bad boys. So I'm like, you retweet, bro. I would cause an argument just right there. I'd be like, he's dead, and I'll probably be like sitting here with my own RP Marvel 02, and I'll be like, hey, and Nick, you see this, bro? I'm getting 50,000 tweets of them saying, fuck you, you're bad, you don't know anything about Marvel. I'm like, I mean, I read comics here and there. I mean, I'm more of like next to the MCU guy. That's why I come to you for the Marvel shit. But right. They're like, if I started that little war, I'd be like, okay, here we go. You see these tweets, bro? The fans are wilding the shit out.
I hate fans.
I know. They are like the worst. They bro, I've never seen so much. Has that ever been any toxic? I've never, because, bro, for me, it's Marvel.
It's
like,
the internet age, dude.
I mean, I get it, but it's just like, bro, like, these are the same fans, and I thought I remember reading one that said, I was the one that put the fund me for the bill, because we talked about that will always, put the billboard that said, please let Iron Man come back, on California, so everybody, so you spent 50 or 200 or 1,000, it's like $1,000, and they're like, I can just see them like, what? Right. What's happening?
Right.
But okay, so moving on to the next one as well. Black Panther 2: Wakanda Forever is now in production, confirmed by Kevin Feige, and this is a series. This the Loki cinematographer Autumn Darrell has reportedly been hired for Black Panther 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's in the cinematography for Loki, bro.
It's fantastic.
So you can already tell this, and it's also been recorded in November. Also, it's been filmed in November.
Okay, so it's in pre-production.
Sorry.
Production means they're actually filming it.
Right. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Okay, so they're getting all the people together. They're getting deals worked out. They're getting money sent to where they're going to go.
Right.
So sets together, costumes.
Right.
So that's exciting news. That's supposed to come out next year? Or the year after? I don't remember.
I think it was like a year after.
I think it's 20.
Because remember they and I don't know if I remember saying this, like telling you this before, but remember it's supposed to be set around the Wakandians and all that. Which that's fine. I'm cool with it. With this whole, even the Loki thing, like with the cinematography, like this is going to be very interesting. Because all of it, bro. Like I said, overall, like the Loki's cool. It's just there's just some. It has a little slow starts. I ain't gonna say bad. It's just some slow starts. The slow starts in there.
Oh, it's good.
Oh no, it's good. No. He's like, all right. Do you want me to keep going? Like,
you got more stuff,
bro. I got like a shit.
Keep going,
bro. I remember. I told you.
Go.
Oh my god. He's like, just go, motherfucker, go. All right. Now, this is kind of a bad thing, but we all knew this guy, but fans are going to freak out about this again. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has indicated that casting news, because we were asking him, like, they were also interviewing him about this too. They were like, have you found anybody for your Fantastic Four yet? And he's like, he looked at him once. Dude, he said, no, I don't think anytime soon. Not right now. People are, and I know this is going to cause an uproar again, and people are even, I'm like, even with this right now, they're like, we're just waiting for Jay Krushnick, the one who played in Quiet Place. He's not directing Quiet Place 3, so he might be coming back. I'm like, he might come in. We don't know, but he might get that pin sign. I'm like, I'm ready to cross the world Twitter right now.
They honestly probably don't even have the script ready.
They don't
yet.
have those script. Damn, what is this shit? There's nothing. But people are like, have you got any cast? Anything? Give us something. I'm like, he probably doesn't. I mean, he probably knows, but it's like, no, but don't know.
I feel like this is the part of his job he hates.
Right, explaining shit like.
Where it's like, no, I don't got to tell you shit.
Right, he could be like Bill Belichick. So, how do you think about the game? It was great. We did. How was Tom Brady? He felt like he was hurt. It was great. Like, you're not gonna get anything out of this man. So please stop. I mean, unless it's something that you want to hear, like. He ain't gonna tell you what the future is. So like, what about the What If series? Like, he don't care, bro. No, why?
Just when they announce things, you'll know.
And no, eventually they're probably going to announce it like in they're going to announce it in like Funko toys.
No, they better not.
Oh my god. They're going to announce that shit in Funko toys, man. Okay, so Marvel Studios EVP production Victoria Alsano says that she is still bothered by Iron Man 2 scene where Tony Stark comments, "I want one," in reference to Natasha Romanoff. It bothered me, and it bothers me now. So they're talking about that. Well, you know about that. No, go ahead. No, I want to see. I'm gonna be like T-Rev right now. I'm gonna be like T-Rev. Like, what do you think?
All
what
right.
do you think, bro? Because
I don't care that any of you are bothered by it, and here's why. A part of Tony's character is he is a womanizing,
thank you,
alcoholic.
He said it right there. Take that suit. Who are you? A genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. He's all of it.
That is his story.
Right.
And it's the same thing. I am so tired because I also seen.
Oh, you saw something too?
An interview. I think this was last week. There was an interview that the girl that Scarlett Johansson does.
Mm-hmm.
Where she said she wasn't exactly thrilled as being used in a sexual way.
Oh, I was going, yeah, but okay, so that was the next one we're going to tie into. Okay, yep, they said about sexism.
And
yep.
Guess what? You're a spy. That's what spies did.
Right, I thought that was
as
kind
a
of common
spy,
sense.
you do what you have to do to get the kill or to keep an eye on somebody.
Or to get a goal.
I have seen movies where women
right.
will pretend to be a gangster's girlfriend.
Right. Just
for years.
For years.
Sleeping with them to set up a sting.
Right.
Like, that is a part of being a spy in the same way that as a man. If you need to infiltrate,
right. If
vice versa.
Since we don't want
that
to be
is
sexist here either.
That is just a part of being a spy.
Right. And
and always has been.
I was gonna say, have you guys seen Age of Ultron? And it's like, remember what Steve Rogers said? I've seen her flirt up close.
Do not get me wrong. I love that they're stepping away from it.
Yeah,
and they're
cool.
letting her be a badass character.
Right, let her be a badass character. But damn, like, I thought the whole point.
But that was a part of her story.
Right?
Even in the comics.
That's what I was going to ask you.
So y'all can fuck all the way off.
Right. They're like, I feel so bothered by it now. I'm like, first of all, Iron Man 2 is old as shit. Like, goddamn, that's whoa. Bitch, are you still? What a fail? Are you still?
No, me and Hellcat actually talked about it because I read the article and I went on the same spiel and she's like, I don't fucking get it because again that is a part of just being a spy.
Right. I can see if it was like something bad, like she wasn't no spy or nothing, but that's what her whole persona was. Even I want to go back to Steve Rogers. I seen her flirt. Like that's like. She ain't flirt like that. I seen her flirt up close. I'm like, so he's actually seen her do this shit's like, the spy shit. So. What is happening?
Right.
But yeah, I just thought like that was interesting. Like, and she even goes on saying like, I feel so like I feel unease. Like it's like some like unease or like bothered. Like she feels like a little distraught by it. It's like, and then why take
I feel bothered that you opened your fucking mouth.
And make this article. What? And then why even take... I want one. Why take just that one? You know he slept with... In the first Iron Man 1, you know he slept with a reporter. Like, what is this?
Right. That was his character. He
slept with a reporter.
A womanizing scumbag.
In the first movie. What the fuck is this? This is crazy. But we're gonna get away from that shit because that's crazy. Moving on. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will begin filming in November, according to Chris Pratt.
So they're gonna be filming that and Black Panther.
They're basically going into. Oh yeah, right, bro. This is happening, man. We are doing this. We are going places, man. And I'm gonna end it off with this: that Kevin Feige is still excited to work with Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, like he wants to still work.
She'll still be in the MCU.
Yeah, she's still gonna be some way, shape, or form. So,
as a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see that it wasn't actually her that died in Endgame.
Yeah, I would not be surprised either. I would not be surprised.
I mean, we'll obviously have more to talk about once Black Widow comes out. That drops the 9th of next week. So.
Yep. So, but he said he'd be honored to work on any other projects. See, I don't know any too much about. Like I said, I'm still like learning the comics, so I don't know where would they take Black Widow. I mean, like
she just continued being a badass.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. She just
doing her thing.
She does a Superman punch and like, hey, young Avengers, what's up? Like. Fuck you come from, bitch.
I mean, she led S.H.I.E.L.D. basically, or the Avengers themselves.
Yeah.
For 5 years.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Oh, and I'm a snippet. Please don't spoil the post credit. This is a post credit scene, and people are already about to spoil that shit already from Black Widow. They're already like, we know there's post credits, but so there is an article literally out saying we're gonna spoil the post credit scene already. I'm like, you know what? Whoever put that article should be stoned to death, bro. Like, why would you do this? Like, don't do this.
That's not post it.
Don't post that, man.
All right. So, with that being said, it is time to move on. You did.
Yeah!
All right.
Found some news. I feel happy.
So, we're now going to cover Season 1, Episode 4 of the Nexus Event. Again, we will no longer be covering, breaking things down, piece by piece, where I kind of basically have some overall plots that we're going to talk about. We'll discuss them amongst each other, and that's how things will go. So, first, we're going to cover Sylvie's past.
Right.
So what do we know?
Which that was crazy.
We know she was taken by the TVA
at a young age.
At a very young age.
Wow, she was like your daughter's age.
Right.
Which that's crazy.
So she was sitting there playing. They showed her playing with like a Valkyrie toy.
Which reminds you, maybe that Valkyrie may not be, like this may be the timeline for her where Valkyries don't exist.
Or at least they didn't at the time.
At the time, yeah.
They would have already been killed off and been stuff of legends.
Right. But she's just playing around with it. Yeah.
But yeah, so she's sitting there playing, and at the time, Ravenna was one of the just regular.
Bro, and it just popped off like that. I was like, damn.
So here's the thing, that kind of goes into this. I don't think she was necessarily a regular guard.
Right.
I still think that was probably early on in the TVA.
Okay.
Where there wasn't a whole lot of people yet, so she still had to go out in the field.
Right, because she said a very, and then I'm like, what just happened?
But yeah, so she picks up Sylvie.
Just like that, just boom.
From Asgard.
Right.
Which, again, at least does fully confirm she was 100% a Loki.
Right. Yeah, she is a Loki.
Even though she's also probably this version's Enchantress of the MCU's Enchantress.
I'll take it.
And then is eventually taken into the TVA where she escapes after going through all the same things Loki went through. She escapes during the hearing.
Right.
Takes Ravonna's Tim-Pack.
Right.
And fucking bounces.
Right.
We find out that she is basically chased around. And she's throwing up basically smoke signals wherever she goes.
Right, because I was asking you, did she stay? But then but I remember you said, even she said, I jumped to just avoid being caught.
Right,
so
she was jumping from place to place. She would signal, but her being there would start causing a branch.
Right, so she would have to
go. Eventually she started hiding in the apocalypses.
Right, hiding apocalypses. Dang it, Loki, you would be that smart to actually find her, because
she's smart.
And he's smart too, but I'm like, but that was the cause of TVA literally finding her.
The hardest thing I'm having a hard time with this whole situation there, with her being taken, is why. They don't reveal in this episode why.
Yeah, they...
What caused it?
Huh.
I feel like this might have been one of the cases where she was taken not because of a Nexus event, but because the TVA wanted her.
Right. They wanted her for...
Because, again, I think this was at the beginning when they were building up the TVA as what they were and probably thought, hey, we could use a Loki.
Right. Which that's kind of interesting, like their own...
We could raise her in the TVA.
Which that was... If that's how they do, that's a fucked up mentality.
And it just didn't work.
Yeah, that's a fucked up mentality. It's like, I got an idea. We take a Loki, and then we see what happens.
There's guerrilla units that all over the world that take kids when they become teenagers or even earlier, put them in their militia, train them to be fighters.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a real thing.
No, yeah.
And that very well could have been what they thought they were going to do, at least in the show. Pick up Sylvie.
Wow.
Train her to be a TVA agent, and then she would go out and do things.
Jesus Christ.
That's just a thought I had.
No, and
that one actually just popped in my head. That's not even written down.
No, I just that could be like a what if moment right there for real. 'Cause it's like, and she has her enchantment powers too and shit. Like, bro, she would have been an unstoppable TVA agent. I'm gonna take you to a nice dream, and then as I'm taking you, we're gonna reset you, but I'm gonna take you to a nice dream. I'm like, what the? You're like the worst villain. Like, I don't want to take it to a night, like a dream, like you reset me. What? No.
All right, so the next segment, Loki's in love.
Can you feel the love tonight?
Do you went from R&B
to Disney? Thank you.
Disney?
I try. Thank you.
Anyways,
I'm awesome.
So after we find out about her past, they caused this branch. So they were picked back up by the TVA, which is what I did predict.
Yeah, you predicted.
But I was only half right.
Right.
They didn't find them, like, I swear you would think that they would have had trackers in the jackets. Apparently not.
Right, what the hell? Like, I thought they were the almighty, almighty beings. I'm like, we got a tracker right here. Like, oh, damn. Okay.
So apparently, whatever Loki and Sylvie had going on caused the steepest branch they've ever seen in the TVA. That motherfucker was spiking straight up.
Right, it was just going.
Usually there's like an arc.
Right, at least like each episode had like an arc or even slow, but no, it went boop like a rocket
and this was
ship.
like, no, I'm doing my own thing.
Right, like a spaceship. We're going to just take it all the way up, and it was about to like cross the red line. It was like real close.
But there was a part when he's praising her.
Oh yeah.
And she's touching him in the process.
Right.
Like she's holding his arm.
Right.
And he has this shocked look on his face. It's one of those things you really have to pay attention for.
Right.
Where he realizes he's not being enchanted. He really feels like this about her.
Right.
He's like, you're a fantastic person. Like,
that's interesting. Right. Because I thought.
Because he looks down at it.
He's like, I'm not enchanted. I actually love you.
And he's like, hey.
And he kind of feels like this is kind of weird for me to kind of really talk about this.
And it's so funny too because he spends he spends a good segment of this episode worried that she's been pruned, freaking out.
Well, and they worried that nobody's not gonna get to them either because like at the time they're like, well, because everything's gone, so they think well.
Well, no, I'm talking about even later.
Oh yeah. Well,
when he's being interrogated, Mobius tries to make up some story that she's dead.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see the worry in his eyes. He's like, is she alive?
Yeah, he was literally, even as he was about to get taken into his own interrogation little warp thing.
It's the first time you see him worried more about somebody else than himself.
Because remember, this is the Avengers Loki. Like, this is Loki before Thor 2, Thor everything. Like, this is crazy.
And then even towards the end, like, he's trying to profess his love to her right before he gets killed. Which, by the way,
badass.
Had me angry.
Badass. I don't care. Badass as fuck.
It had me angry.
I know it had you angry.
Because of the death that happened before him.
Yeah, and now, hey, yo, this whole episode was a badass episode.
Crazy.
I love it. I love this episode because it caused an uproar.
But
badly.
even when Loki was getting pruned, I even looked over at Kat and I was like,
he lit the bucket, but I
was like, he's about to die.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen not even just Walking Dead or any show where they give you, I just want to live my life, or I just want to tell you something, you just know, like, bruh, in the next few seconds, you're about to not make it, man.
The thing I find the most funny about this whole them being in love situation is Loki has spent his entire life not really being able to find love, and he only found it by inevitably loving himself.
What type of gas down beauty beast is that?
Like, legit. Because she is also a Loki. So you had to basically fall in love with yourself to find love. Like, bruh.
Even in that loop with Silky, with Lady Silk, she was like... Sylph.
Or it's not even Sylph, it's Sif. Lady Sif.
Even with Lady Sif, she was like when he finally said, like, I'm sorry for cutting your hair, he said, you're never going to find... You're going to be alone forever. I'm like...
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was interesting.
But yeah,
he found love. That was cool.
He fell in love with himself.
Congratulations,
Loki. All right.
You gotta know yourself to know yourself, man.
The next segment, TVA shady? Yes. So first off...
Miss Minutes is behind everything.
Dude, we're not even at the predictions yet. Shut up.
I love it.
Time loop cell.
Yeah.
Or I think they just called it the time cell.
Right.
They throw Loki in after they pick him up.
Right.
And he ends up in this endless time loop.
Right.
Basically getting kicked in the nuts by Lady Sif.
Which, I looked it up, that's mythology. Like, I didn't know that was actual, or even comics. I didn't know, like, you took my hair to make...
So, it wasn't a comic thing. So, in actual mythology that they're based in,
right,
he cut Sif's hair.
Right, cuts the hair, right.
Which leads, eventually, to Mjolnir getting created. I don't remember exactly how.
Right, huh.
But that event is what pushes the actions into Mjolnir being created for Thor.
That's pretty interesting. Because I looked at it, I didn't know, like, that's like an Easter egg in itself right there.
But this part alone was exciting because we got to see Lady Sif.
Right.
We haven't seen her since Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. Sure.
Oh, that no longer matters?
That no longer matters? Yeah, something like that. I guess it doesn't. That no longer matters.
Thanks for wasting everyone's time, Mark.
For real. Like, yeah. Yeah. But that's cool. And at least she is coming back for the fourth Thor movie, so that's good at least.
Right.
So, that's not too bad.
Another point of TVA being shady, Ravonna, whatever the fuck her name is,
right,
will not let Mobius interview Sylvie. Because I think she knows Sylvie will change Mobius's mind and make him see what is actually going on.
Yeah, she can chant. Yeah, Mobius.
And I think Ravonna is actually more afraid of losing the control she does have.
Right. Bro. Yeah.
Mobius ends up stealing Ravonna's Timpact and discovers she was the one behind pruning C20.
Right, because C20 came in. She was like, even they were like, even the other officer was asking like, do you know what happened? And like, well, she said she was talking madness. I'm like, I guess she was. He was really spitting truth. Like I had a life.
Right.
And she cut that camera off too. She did the most.
Dude, bro, you just spit all over me. Stop drinking and talking at the same time.
Blooper. This is a blooper, guys. You can put that in there.
I'm not editing it.
You're not editing it?
No. All right.
Okay,
so Mobius steals Ravonna's Timpact, discovers she's behind pruning C20, which that's such a shady thing to do, dude. Just because she realizes what's actually going on, like, what are you holding so dear to with the secrecy?
And you see how she did it though too. Like, I mean, like, of course he paused it, but she cut the camera off, called all that, like, just so she could do it herself.
And then on the way to the Timekeepers, Ravonna claims she doesn't even know or remember
she did it
why Sylvie was taken.
Right, like, I don't even know who you are. Like, whoa, okay.
Sylvie had asked, what was the Nexus event that had you come get me? She's like, I don't remember. And she had a smirk on her face.
Right. That was the most G. I'm sorry, she's a villain, bro. Some people were saying, and other people on video on YouTube, they're like, no, she's a prick. No, she a villain, bro. She said,
she works with Kang. Kang's a villain.
Right, she's a villain. But the people on YouTube, they're trying to say like maybe she's just an asshole. Maybe she's no. I think maybe. What if she's not? Okay, never mind. We'll get to that. But yeah, it's just some shady shit going on here, bro.
Right, a lot of shady shit going on in the TVA. Next, redemption arcs. So many people had redemption arcs in this.
Yeah.
First off, B-15.
Yeah.
Spends most of the episode kind of being off a little bit, like she should.
Yeah, she was by herself a couple times too, like
trying to figure stuff out because she had seen some shit when Sylvie was in her body.
Right.
And then we see Loki completely breaking down with the whole Sif situation and finally telling Sif like, look, what I did was a terrible thing. I'm gonna be alone forever because I'm extremely narcissistic.
Right.
Like, I understand this. And Sylvie, this is after being punched in the nuts or kicked in the nuts several times.
50 times, he said. And then
she picks him up off the ground and is like, you're right, you will be alone.
And that was so dark. Damn. Like, whoa. Dang.
And then Loki trying to explain to Mobius that he's a variant.
Right. Even Mobius had a little bit of a small little redemption arc in this shit.
Oh, we're getting there.
Oh yeah, I know we are.
B-15, he always tries to jump ahead.
Even when you're not even down his shit, it's like small points. I jump ahead to it.
I'm surprised he didn't jump in, by the way. So earlier in the TVA Shady, which was actually where I was going to talk
I know
about
that's where
this.
he was going with it. I just.
There's a part where Mobius mentions that they've captured Kree, Titans, and vampires, and yet it is the two Asgardian demigods that are causing them so many issues.
Yeah. And
so.
I should have jumped in.
It shows vampires are in the MCU, y'all.
Yeah, vampires and Titans too. Well, we know about Thanos, but there's more Titans.
Right.
He's looking at.
No, I'm looking for a spider. I thought I seen one.
We are.
So B-15 ends up taking Sylvie to Rock's cart.
Yep. Back to the
where
place, yeah.
where she asks Sylvie to show her past,
and we still
realizes
know about her past.
That at some point she used to be happy.
Well, it used to be happy.
Whatever it was that used to happen.
Right.
And then by the time that ends, she asks what it was that she needs to do, and then it cuts to the next scene. And
well, yeah, but
so
dang, I would love
now all of a sudden,
right,
we've got Sylvie,
right,
and Loki, who now have B-15, as well as Mobius on their side.
Because B-15, she was like, a cosmic mistake. I'm like, damn.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
And speaking of Mobius, he ends up going and pulling... So after he realizes that Loki was telling the truth
the entire time,
he goes and pulls Loki out of the time cell. And I love the little speech he gives to Loki before he takes him out, where he's like, we need to take this place down.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can be good. That is your choice.
Right. Yeah. Even with Sylvie,
and he's like,
take it down.
And I love it because he's like, can I trust you? And Loki's like, you could trust a friend.
Right.
Insinuating that they are friends. It's not just a...
Right. Not like a partnership or like, no, you trust a friend. Like, yeah. I like that. I like... Yo, put that on a t-shirt, Loki. You trust a friend.
Mobius pulls him out where they run into Ravenna.
God damn. And it went...
And I love when Mobius looks at her and he says, when we had the conversation about where would I want to spend, what time period would I want to go to, I would want to go back to wherever it is you got me from before
but first
the
he gave first he tried to play it off like, he said, I swapped my thing with your shit. Here you go.
My bad.
That was the funniest shit ever. I'm sorry. And then the line of that, I was like, bro, that was great. I'm sorry. That was good acting. That was great.
And she prunes him.
Right.
And,
she said, erase him.
And the combination of him and Loki dying, I think, is what made me mad at one point.
Oh, yeah,
Don't get me wrong. It's a great episode. I love the episode overall.
Right. But a lot of people really got kind of like...
But I'm like,
bro.
you just literally erased 2 of the 3 main characters.
And I get it's getting close to the end. I get it, but damn.
Like, I expected one of them to die. Do not get me wrong. At some point.
Well, yeah, we talked about that. One of them was going to drop. We just didn't know both.
I don't know both of them in the same episode halfway through the series. We're going to bite it.
That's why, and people were saying, you got to look at this episode here, because they've said this was going to be the better episode out of really, all of them, really. They actually did it.
And, dude, seeing Loki's heartrait
yeah,
for the second time this episode, this series.
Yeah, you could just tell, like, wow. And because there was nothing he could have done.
Nope.
Erase him. Okay. I'm like, that's it. All right, then. Damn.
And then, B-15's final redemption.
Yeah, she's the final one. Yeah.
She comes in while the Lokis are standing there talking to the timekeepers. Yep. She comes in and releases them so they can defend themselves.
Right.
Which was great.
I don't think nobody expect B-52 to drop like that.
I don't think she's dead.
Okay.
You never saw her actually get pruned. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I noticed that.
She gets dropped.
Yeah, she got dropped. I thought,
but
maybe they finished her off camera.
When they knocked her down.
Right, but they never finished her off camera.
And right after they knocked her down is when Ravenna goes, "Hey, stop them."
Because they were about to finish
protect the timekeepers.
Right, because they're
so they turn directly from knocking her down to facing the Lokis, and then they get their asses beat
badly. Finally, they actually beat. I mean, I get they beat up somebody. Damn, because every time
they still struggled. But let's be real. They can't use their powers here.
No, I get it. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, they can't use their powers.
They're in the TVA.
They're in the TVA. But damn, bro, like I clapped. I was like, finally, we're actually getting some beat that they're actually winning. God damn.
So now these bring up some questions as far as to what is really going on and where things are going to go. First being, I want to know what exactly it is the canisters do.
Yeah, I'd like to know that. Like,
because the more I think about it, and the more I watch these, and the more I watch things happen, you'll notice the canisters. They never show them expand.
Right, we just got a close-up on it.
You always get a close-up where it expands a little bit,
right,
and then we're done seeing what it is that they
cuts
do.
to whatever next, right.
Which I think is being done on purpose, because I don't necessarily think they're erasing full realities.
Right.
I think they're erasing people and the things that they have in contact, you know, that they're
coming in contact with.
Right.
Because
and honestly,
they might be forgetting.
I think they're just erasing the memories of those people from the other people in that reality.
Right. They pull in a WandaVision, bro. Everybody's just forgetting who they are, like they don't exist. Like, oh.
So I like I said, I don't. But then again, I don't know, because she used the fucking what was it? She used the
little staff thing.
No, she used the canisters to like create all these different time branches, but we don't know how they worked and how they did it.
Right.
Did she reverse engineer and make everyone remember what was going on, which is what caused it? Who knows?
Who knows? Like this show, this episode alone just was so much, bro.
And then the timekeepers themselves, the
bro,
robots, they don't even exist.
And then you even hear Loki Sylvie said, "Back to square one." She was
so mad,
bro, because she just picks up the head of this bitch and just like. The look of like what happened, just and you hear the electricity, the like, what do we do now? Because that was the whole point, was to get to them, and then now they're not real.
Right.
So, but that's some of my predictions there too. We get to that, but yeah.
So if the timekeepers aren't real, who's running the TVA?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is where you come in and say, Miss Minutes.
Miss Minutes is running the TV. No, but also real stuff that, like, I'm not saying, okay, how about this? I think...
I was giving him shit for thinking Miss Minutes, guys. He's allowed to have whatever.
No, it's all...
That's fine. But I was legit giving him shit for it. I was like, really, dude? A cartoon is running the TVA?
Yep. You never would have saw it coming. It was a cartoon, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It was a tune in that one. It was Christopher Lloyd. I'm just kidding, but besides the point... Look at the camera. I think Ravonna might be running the TVA. Like, I mean, okay, I'm not like what you think, but like running the whole thing, in like order to work for Kang. I think she's just running like that whole city. Like, whole city itself.
I actually. So here's the thing. Again,
or at least have answers.
I love Screen Crush, and the dude on screen. Ryan Airy is right about a lot of things.
He breaks that shit down, goddamn.
He's actually really smart.
I gotta give it to him.
Here's my thing. So he thinks it's Loki. It's another version of Loki that's running things.
He thinks it's another version of Loki.
I don't think it is. And I'll tell you why. I think... So first off, Kevin Feige has already come out and said Loki is going to have the biggest impact on MCU out of all the shows this year.
Right.
The biggest impact.
Right.
So whatever happens in this is supposed to cause more ripples throughout the MCU than anything else.
Because like you said, they already closed. You said they closed everything, but somehow ripples are still going to happen. Like towards the end of Loki. Right.
So, which by the way, I'm glad I was right about that. They did clip most of the branches. They actually ended up clipping all of the branches that were created by Sylvie. I would like to point that out. Ralph was like, "No, there's gonna be a lot of them."
I was like, "Gonna be a lot." I didn't think they were gonna. And it was like so quick too. I was like, "What happened?" I was like, "Oh, they clipped I mean, they got everything back to me."
Yep.
Oh man, but yeah, I get. I may like at the end, it's still gonna like make another branch or make branches happen.
So here's what I think. I think Ravenna, whatever, is married to Kang.
Right. I think she just owns the whole thing, the whole city.
I don't think she owns it.
Okay.
I think she's running it.
Okay.
I still think it's Kang's.
Right, still Kang, but okay.
And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Kang wasn't in there.
Right.
When everything was going down.
Like Wizard of Oz. Like he was just the guy behind... He was the guy behind the guy behind the giant head.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he's like not around.
He watched it all happen.
And watching it happen.
Watched it all happen. Yep.
And was ready to step in if he legit felt Ravenna was going to be in serious peril.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, it would have been super easy for Sylvie to go ahead and just fucking clip her right then and there.
I swear to God, I thought that was going to happen next right after Loki dropped. I said, oh, well, she already died. By Ravenna about to go. I think Kang would have came out there. Kang would have, what you doing? He probably would have been like, no.
I do think Kang is involved.
Yeah,
I think he was using the Timekeepers as his puppet, his way of speaking to Ravenna.
Right.
Because he's probably honestly up in his little spaceship.
Right. Yeah, we talking like that. What if he's in his own little spaceship in a way?
Or in whatever timeline he's in where he's ruling things.
Right.
But I think he put her in charge of the TVA to make sure things happen the way they're supposed to happen.
Right.
And it's all kind of backfiring. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I would actually love Ryan Airy's idea that it's Loki doing it all.
Right, I like that. Or he even said in Raiders of the Lost Ark where it's just where there's nobody running. It's just a continuation. Like you just can't even stop this thing. It's
a bureaucracy running for the sake of bureaucracy.
For the sake of bureaucracy.
So that would be cool too.
And then I hate to go back to it again. I know. But I'm saying, what if Miss Minutes is Kang the Conqueror? But what if it's just what if he's using that type of cartoonish way? But then at the end, he reveals himself at the end that's actually Kang the Conqueror.
I don't think he would pretend to be a female clock.
Okay.
I would now. Here's the thing.
Just to keep the order?
No.
Okay.
Because Miss Minutes doesn't really keep the order.
I mean, well,
Miss Minutes is literally just an infomercial character.
Right. Okay. Okay. I thought maybe it'd be like
it would be cool.
Like a big reveal.
So here's the thing. Ravonna,
right?
I think it would be cool if she was not actually Ravonna. I think it would be cool if Ravonna was behind the scenes.
Okay.
And is being played by whoever's voicing Miss Minutes.
Okay.
I could see that being a thing. But I don't know. That thought makes it harder to believe Ravonna knows what's going on.
Right. Because some people saying she's just. I don't even think she's. People I think you even said she might be hypnotized. I don't think she's hypnotized.
I don't think she's hypnotized.
Okay, you don't. Okay. I thought she said it like that because some people are like, well, what if she's hypnotized? No, I don't think she is. I think she's completely aware of what the fuck's going on, my guy.
Right. I think she's legit the villain of this series.
Right of the series. That was one of my other predictions. I think she's the villain of the whole series right now.
Right.
Which will then lead to Kang.
And then.
Well, yeah.
Loki's not really dead, y'all.
Yeah, that post-credit scene.
That post-credit scene surprised the shit out of me, but I was so excited to see it happen.
Everybody, bro. They're like, oh my god. Like, what?
So, we've got classic Loki, or Old Man Loki. We've got Kid Loki. Alligator Loki. Boastful Loki.
Yeah, keep that.
Guys, I am not going to lie to you.
And I would have been.
I didn't read the credits after it was done, so I had no clue what their names were.
I didn't know who this was.
I legit was like, is this Black Loki?
Oh my god.
I didn't know this was an existing thing.
This one got a.
And then.
Bro.
So it was pointed out to me the next day at work that in the credits it says Boastful Loki. I'm like, well, I'm actually really glad they went that route instead of being like, yeah, this is Black Loki.
No, I would have been, let's go with that. Let's see where we go. Let's just see what happens. You will have so many. The fans will lose it. What you mean, Black Yo? That's just fucking name, bro. What you mean? Golly.
But, so here's the thing. I do think a Loki is running wherever they're at. And I think it is a very shitty Loki.
That he's been stuck there this entire time.
And he's been stuck there this entire time and running things and killing off other Lokis because he feels like he's the King Loki.
Right, because he said, even our Loki says this hell. He said, no, but it will be if you don't get out.
Right, no, he said, am I dead?
Am I dead?
Like, no, but it will be if you don't come with us.
You don't come with us. Because I think they're going to have, a team up. That they got, because so there is some Loki that is
I do think they're going to escape. Right. I would love to see Mobius there.
I hope we do.
So that we can still keep Owen Wilson in the show because he is fantastic.
Because that chemistry was cold, and all of a sudden it's just like, well, that's it then.
Right.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. That's it. Moving on.
So I would love.
Really inconvenience. He's gone. Like, goddamn.
Maybe C20 is there as well.
Would be pretty cool. C20's there.
Who knows?
Like maybe everybody that they pruned is there. Maybe even the other variations of Loki that they say supposedly they got rid of are in the area.
Unless King Loki is killing people who are pruned and sent there.
Right, okay.
At which point it would be cool to see the Loki save Mobius. C20 might already be a lost cause.
Unfortunately.
But I would like to see Mobius being saved.
Yeah, Mobius. What if Mobius is like held captive by this King Loki, and that's okay? Loki could be the Iron Man. Loki's about to be the Iron Man of fucking the goddamn it. He's gonna be the Iron Man of this whole show. Okay, let's go. Day. Yeah, let's get Loki. He's gonna be the leader of this whole thing, running the show, and he seems like he has a kind heart now.
Right.
Which is great.
All right, so that brings us to ratings.
I gave it a 9.5.
So a 10.
So a 10.
It rounds up to 10.
Yeah, it rounds to 10. Yeah.
I gave it a fucking 10. Guys.
Yo, this episode's cold. I'm sorry.
Hands down, best episode in the series so far.
Because they finally did it.
And this was needed.
Yeah.
This episode was needed. For me.
Yeah.
I was getting super worried. Because WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Cold.
There may have been a couple of boring moments.
Moments. Not episodes, but moments.
But not enough for me to feel like I would rather watch something on my phone or play on my phone. We had the first episode of Loki was great. The next 2 episodes were so boring to me.
Get on the train.
I kept having, I had to rewatch them at work just so I could know exactly what was going on.
You don't get me wrong, like the song was cold, but then overall, it took me out. Damn. Wow. It actually took me out.
The 2 episodes took me kind of out of it where I was kind of like, the show's okay.
Like, I'm okay. I just don't care about those scenes or parts. I'm like, well, let's move on to the next stuff. I don't.
Right.
This jumble.
But this episode has, in itself, redeemed the series for me.
I mean, look, we start off with literally Sylvie just getting Nexus. And like, what the hell? Oh, she's Nexus. Let's grab her. I'm like, okay, we're popping off like this. We're not even letting no time to fester. Nope, we're go it. Let's gun it. Let's see what happens.
Right, so yeah, this episode gets a perfect 10 from
10.
me.
Yeah, this is...
So I've now had a 10, a 9, and I think 2 7s.
Yeah, mine was like a 5 or a 6. Yeah, so, yeah.
I don't remember. We had to go back and
go back and look. But,
look through them.
Yeah, but...
I don't think you've gone as low as a 6.
A 6, not think I have, it's just like a 7 or 8, so, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this episode has redeemed it for me. I hear the next one's also supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I mean, they're all saying
they're always saying episodes 4 and 5 are the 2 biggest episodes.
Yeah, 2 biggest ones before we get to the season finale.
So yeah, it's exciting to see where things are going. And
it seems like they're suing up for the Young Avengers. God dang it, they seem like they get ready to get that going. I mean, I know for I guess Loki's part, because I didn't think I thought it was gonna be Sylvie, but I guess when they say Kid Loki was part of the Young Avengers at one point, yeah, so I guess they're gonna go with that route.
So they could pull Kid Loki, yep. Sylvie.
I guess they could pull. Yeah, I guess they still could pull Sylvie into the Young Avengers. So I guess they could go that route. So they really got the whole roster now. Wow. Goddamn.
Here we go.
Cause you got Ant-Man, you got Kate Bishop, you got the Wanda Maximoff's twins, you got everybody, and Miss Marvel herself.
Although the twins aren't old enough yet.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to age themselves a little bit in Multiverse of Madness before they can be brought in
and break up some more shit while they age. They're aging. They're gonna make more multiverses. Oh no, them aging is gonna cause more multiverses. Jesus, but
yeah,
good.
So
good episode. 100%. Yeah.
Here's how things are gonna go next week, guys.
We're getting a third member.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Next week we have Loki.
Oh, yeah.
Episode 5.
Yep.
And Black Widow. So what we're probably going to do, we're going to record both episodes at the same time.
We're going to be super tired, but we're going to do this.
No, we're going to do that on a Saturday. Motherfucker. We're going to record both episodes at the same time.
Yep.
And then we'll probably release the Loki one on Monday or Tuesday and release our Black Widow review on Thursday. So be ready for that. I'm getting it on Disney Plus, so I will probably
go over and watch it.
I will probably have already watched it like 2 or 3 times by the time we actually do our
right. I mean, I'm probably and out of them 3 or 4 times. I'm probably gonna watch it with you one time. So anyway, so I'm gonna watch it again.
Right. Super excited about it though.
Yeah, it's
we'll have a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah. And they said Black Widow's sister is the one that takes the show for the movie. Like her acting got her name. But she's the one that takes the whole movie.
I think it's like Olivia or something like that.
I think so. But yeah, that's all I got from it.
So, that is going to do it for this episode, guys. Thanks to everybody that came through and listened. We love you guys.
Yeah,
and
you guys are cool.
We will see y'all a couple times next week.
Yeah.
Excelsior.
Yeah. Deuces.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.